Hello, 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 hello. Who's ready for qualifying? Welcome, everyone. Right, I need to get my stream up. Oh, I spelt Watchalong wrong. Let's edit that title. But yes, here we go. Who is ready for quali? Same here, Mike. Same here. Looking forward to it. Intrigued to see what happens. So while we was off, just loading up stream. So while we was offline, it's been confirmed there's 9 cars taking grid penalties for tomorrow. 9. That's obscene. That's nearly half the field. Right, where's my headphones? I need to just go grab my headphones, guys. 2 seconds just to stick in for the stream. We're back. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of maths to do at the end with 9 people taking grid penalties, and they're not all the same either. They're not all starting from the back, so. Yes, it'll make for good. The only thing is with penalties, it kind of devalues qualifying, which is a shame. But as you said, it spices things up for the race. So I'd much prefer that. Where is it? F1 qualifying. Here we go. All set up. So yeah, we'll change screen once qualifying kind of gets up and running. But yeah, who's everyone's opinions? Who do you think is going to get pole? %83% of the lap is spent at full throttle, is what they just said. Wow. Not called a tempo of speed for no reason. I'm fancying Leclerc I really am fancying Charles Leclerc, but he knows that he doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to go outright. But the positive for him is that if he gets pole position, it shoves that Max down an extra place, so he'll start P7. So let's say Max finishes second, Charles finishes first. Verstappen will have to start in 7th position instead of 6th. So I think that's the same if Carlos Sainz qualifies ahead of him as well. So wherever Max finishes, he has to start 5 positions. No, but then again, he'd move up a position anyway. I really don't know. I don't think so. I don't think the Tifosi will have that much of a point in qualifying. More so in the race, but we'll see. Right, let's change screen. Prepped. Can we zoom in one more? No, we can't. Zooming in one more takes us a bit. We can bring it down here though, so that we can see the DRS detection zone, all the corners. Happy days. Sky Sander Leclerc paper pole. I think he is, yeah. Because he topped P1, P2. I'm a real big fan of their race suits, by the way. Their race suits and like the black and yellow, really like it. I'm a bit gutted that they didn't go all out with that livery for the car as well. But yeah, so breaking news in the time since we've been away, in just like the hour and a half or so, is that Magnussen and Mick Schumacher will be taking penalties tomorrow. So that's 9 cars overall now that are taking penalties. That's a lot of cars, nearly half the grid, man. But yeah, do we get any shocks in the first session? I don't know. There's going to be a lot of traffic. Yeah, I'm sure Albon's fine. He's just got appendicitis. I think it's just a standard procedure to remove his appendix. Because the appendix, like, I don't think they actually do anything in our body. We haven't discovered what their use is. So yeah, he's just standard procedure, but because he has to have an operation to remove him, he won't be able to race this weekend, which is a shame because I think the Williams have got a good car here this week. They've got, obviously, they're very good on the low downforce circuits, and Monza's one of those. So hopefully they can get something from Devries and Latifi. Although part of me also wants Latifi to finish bottom, just so that we can say, like, look, this guy doesn't deserve to be an F1. But I also want Williams to do well. So we'll see. But yeah, we've got 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes until Q1 starts. So who's our predictions for losing in Q1, guys? Put it in the chat. Who do you think? I think we're going to lose the 2 Astons, the 2 Haases, and Latifi. Or maybe one of the Alphas. Yeah. Maybe the Williams will both get out of Q1. Maybe. Hey, True. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Here just in time for Q1. So we've got, yeah, just a couple of minutes now until it starts off. Might be a very underwhelming qualifying. Who knows? Who knows? I think the race is going to be much more interesting than the qualifying as we just discussed with all the penalties. But I fancy one of the Ferraris on pole. Carlos Sainz has looked good here this week as well, so I think he'll make up some positions tomorrow, fighting from the back of the grid. Intrigued to see how the Mercedes are on over one lap. They look like they're off the pace, but then when they did the long runs on Friday, they were second and third. No, sorry, third and fourth behind the Ferraris, I think. So 2 Haas, 2 Assens, and a Latifi. Yeah, Yuki hasn't done well here. I think Tsunoda's taken a penalty anyway, so I don't. They'll try and get him out as far as they can, I suppose. 3 minutes, or just under 3 minutes. So track temperature's 39 degrees, guys. That's quite cool, really. That's cool for Monza. So should see, is that going to be, that's going to be an issue for Mercedes in regards to getting their tyres up to temperature. Low downforce track as well. They've struggled all year in switching their tyres on. So you might see Mercedes have to do 2 runs on the tyre. Why do I think Russell is outperforming Lewis this year? That's a pretty simple answer, Michael. So for the early part of the year, they was experimenting with Hamilton's car. Hamilton said, give me the freaky setups, give me the new parts, give me anything you want to try out on this car, give it to me. And George Russell, they'll optimise his setup and use George to get as many points as possible. Helps build up George's confidence because he's in a new team, in a new car, and Hamilton's the elder statesman, he's the experienced driver. He knows the team inside and out and can relay the information back to them better than probably what George will, because he's been in the sport for longer and he's been at the team longer as well. So that's why he's had some poor performances and he's been slower than George at a few tracks. And then when they've really found the car when the car's been switched on and it's been in that right window, you've seen Hamilton ahead of Russell. So that's really why it is. They've just been trying to figure out what's been going on with the car. So. Hey Ethan, how's it going, buddy? Welcome everyone. So everyone who's here, thanks for dropping by for the quality watch along. If you can hit the like button, helps push the stream, helps push the channel as well. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, guys. 39 degrees, we might have a run on hards. Not in qualifying. But I expect to see Mercedes might struggle here. 39 degrees is not a hot track, not a track temperature that they like. They want it as hot as possible. That too, Tiger. Yeah, it may be that as well. But mainly they've used Russell as like the benchmark car. They've used Russell as like the constant, and then they've used Hamilton as the experimental car. So it's what you do as a team anyway. Like you'd use your experienced driver to get all the you'd use your experienced driver with all the experimental parts, all the experimental setups. Here we go, guys. Qualifying's off and running. Strolls straight out of the pits. But yeah, you'd use your experienced driver to give you that feedback. He knows the team, he knows the engineers, he knows how to work with them, he knows what they're looking for. That's not to say George wouldn't, but Hamilton's got 10 years experience on being, or more than 10 years experience on Russell than being in Formula One and dealing with cars that aren't working properly and stuff. So exactly, Michael. It's what you do as a sensible team. So Be funny if Latifi gets beaten. I'm kind of hoping he does. But yeah, the good thing about George is that they can do that with George and trust him to just be that constant. He can be that benchmark that Mercedes can check times on, check if the new parts are working or not. Because they've got a great driver in Lewis, and then they've got a consistent driver like Russell, which is really good for them. Here we go. So Tsunoda is out. We've got Mick Schumacher and Magnussen. Be careful here, guys. Keep an eye out on traffic and see if anyone gets affected by traffic, because Q1's definitely going to be like that, especially with tows coming into play. Obviously, the Haases are using the tow here, so it looks like Mick Schumacher's got the tow first compared to Magnussen, unless they're going to switch over, but they're right on back of each other. But Stroll is going out for the first time lap into the first chicane, tight 1 and 2 corners. Then we go full throttle all the way around Curva Grande, T3, into the second chicane. Then on the throttle into the first Lesmo. Into the second Lesmo, a corner I absolutely hate in sim racing. And then full throttle all the way down, DRS activated, into the Ascari chicane, where they've removed the sausage curbs for today, or this weekend. And then back on throttle all the way down into Parabolica. Magnussen needs to get a move on. Looks like Mick's getting a tow from Tsunoda. So what's Stroll going to set here? Round the last corner, Parabolica. But they've added gravel back to the outside. And he set a 1:24.2. So what was the time? Was it a 1... What time did Max set in P3? I can't remember what time Max set P3. Was it a 1:22 he set in P3? Then he set a 22.1. Is that right? Go check that now. 1:21. Trying to find out. Oh. Yeah, Matt, the Red Bulls both out now. Devries and Latifi. So it looks like Devries is giving Latifi the tow first off. Cheeky bugger. Here comes Tsunoda. Is he quicker than the Aston Martin and Stroll? Yes, by... Whoa! Okay. So Mick Schumacher had... So Stroll, did Stroll have a little wobble somewhere? That's very slow. That's very slow. Yes, Alex, even qualifying. We did practice 3 earlier, mate. Over 100 people tuned in, so it's good, man. Okay, so Stroll had a big snap of oversteer through the second chicane. Lost him a bit of time, but... Did that really lose him 2 seconds, nearly? Or over 1 second from 1.5 seconds from Tsunoda? That's mad. Right, here comes Verstappen on his flying lap. A bit of traffic now, guys. Is he gonna catch traffic? Most likely. This is ahead of TV, yes, yeah. Devries on a flying lap now. So yeah, we've got Vettel did a 23.9. So the Aston Martins are not quick. Okay, Stroll didn't have an issue. He's just Aston Martin's just shit. I've got Sky F1 on. I've got it on my phone here. Normally I have it on my PC, but it's like it's not working for some reason. The player. Thanks, Super. Thanks, mate. I'll try my best. So, in all honesty, I rarely watch the TV footage since I've been doing this, because I'm just getting so much more from the track map than I am from 122 from Perez. So Verstappen's going to catch all this traffic into the last corner. Look at it. Both the Mercs having to get out of the way. I'm sure he's got enough anyway. He's going to be in the 21s. Perez did a 22 dead. Here comes Max. I don't think the Mercs would have held him up anyway. A 22-0. Okay, so maybe he was affected by the Mercs there. Now he's got to get out of the way of Hamilton and Russell. But yeah, Hamilton giving Russell the toe, as he will do in every session, I assume. Devries has got across the line in 22-8. Oh, well done, Devries. Well done, Devries. He didn't have a toe there, and he's only a couple of hundredths behind Latifi, who had the toe. That's good going. That's good going. So hopefully they do roles reversed, and this time Devries gets a toe from Latifi, and it'll be interesting to see if it makes any difference. It's not. I don't know why it's not working on my PC, Ethan. It's something to do with Now TV Player. I use Now TV. I don't know. It works on my phone. It works on my TV. It just doesn't work on my PC. Very strange. But yes, as I was saying, I watched the race pretty much through the track map and the data. You just see so much more than you do watching it on TV. So Leclerc, whoa! 21-2 and a 21-3 from Sainz and Leclerc. Did they use a new set of softs though? I'm not so sure. Possibly. But Hamilton has only done a 22-2 on his own, and Russell with the toe a 21-7. So Verstappen and Perez, not too good there, really. Maybe those on old softs. Probably on old softs. They know they've got the pace to get through. But Norris, a 22-1. In clean air, on his own, no toe. Interesting. Great view of Charles Leclerc helmet cam. Bit shaky though. Whoa, what happened there? If you don't have any downforce, no dress, so down. True. But he's still, the toe is still important around here. So look, a big... Here's the traffic, guys. Look. Is anyone on a flying lap there? I'm not sure if anyone's on a flying lap. Maybe the Alpines. The Alpines are loading up for a lap, because they haven't set a time yet. So the Alpines are out on the lap. The Alphas are. So the Mercs and Norris and that have got to get out of the way. And the McLarens. Devries and Latifi, are they going for a second flying lap? They're going for a second lap. Oh, okay. Keep an eye out on the Williams here, guys. They're on a second flying lap. Verstappen's gone for a second lap on this set of tyres as well. Clearly wasn't happy with the first. Understandable. So Norris is also going for a second lap as well. So there's a few guys here who weren't happy with their times. Only the Ferraris and the Mercs are coming into the pits here. But McLaren are going for a second lap. They don't feel comfortable. But keep an eye out on the Williams here, guys. I think Perez is also on a second lap as well. So watch Perez across the line here. And he does... Okay, no, he was on a second... What? He's done 4 laps, though. Devries, a 22-5. Latifi. Go on, Devries. Devries is out qualifying Latifi. Albeit they're on a similar pace, but he's doing it without a toe. Wow. 9 drivers have taken engine penalties, Gaggy, but not all of them have taken back of the grid penalties. Some of them have taken 10 place grid, 15 place, 5 place grid. So we'll look at that after the race. But oh, Verstappen's been overtaken by Norris here. So Verstappen's pulled out. Verstappen's had a mistake. He's pulled out of his time there. Unless he's slowed down and misses his lap. So Norris doesn't improve. He did a 22.2. Okay, Verstappen's now on his flying lap. Ocon a 22.1. Is that all Ocon did? Wow. And a 22.0 from Alonso. I thought they'd be quicker out the box, the Alpines, if I'm honest. I thought they'd be quicker. Gasly a 22.6. Here comes Perez. A 21.495. So 2 tenths off of Leclerc. Okay. But Verstappen is now on a flying lap. So it seems like they're doing... They're doing two. So they're doing their second lap. They're doing a third. They're doing 2 warm-up laps. Wow. So they're struggling to really get heat in the tyres. Because Verstappen came out, did his first, timed lap second. No. Sorry, no. I'm losing track. So he comes out in his second. Then he does a third. Yeah. His third lap is technically his warm-up lap. Recharge the battery. Yeah. Okay. So he's doing this. Here comes Max. Is he going to improve? I expect him to probably beat Leclerc or be in between him and Sainz. And... ooh, a 20.9. Ooh. 3.5 tenths quicker than Leclerc. So the McLarens are into the pits. They've done their run. Yeah, 2 warm-up laps. It is not. There's not a lot of corners here to warm up your tyres. Lots of straights, lots of long corners. So it's difficult to get those tyres warmed up. So everyone's coming into the pits now, apart from the Haas's who are out. They're going for another run. But yeah, 120.9. That's good from Max. The Ferraris have still got time in the tank. They only did 1 lap. So they were happy with that. Whereas Max had to go a little bit longer on his softs. Set a purple in the middle and second sector. Wasn't fastest in the first sector. So first sector is through. The first sector is through here. Well, from the... yeah. Was there a big lock-up for Valtteri, was there? He's not been getting on with that Alpha, man. The Alpha's not very good now, is it? Seeing Lance Stroll. Oh, yeah, big lock-up for Valtteri. The Aston looks very twitchy. So, what can they do here? Can they get out of Q1, the Haas's? They really need to get into 22.5s to have an opportunity. But Devries is like... I mean, there's only a couple of hundredths in it. But Devries is quicker than Latifi without a toe. That was good, man. That was good. That's where I'm most interested in at the moment, to be honest, is in Q1 and Q2, is the Williams. Looks like they got the pace probably to get out of Q1. Look at Zhou. Zhou's up there in P11. Hamilton's not too fast because he's starting from the back of the grid anyway. So he'll be there just to get through. His aim is just to get through Q3 and give Russell a toe. But here we go. Oh, bit of traffic have all come out now. Vettel, Bottas, Zhou, Gasly. Stroll's just come across the line, so he's in the way of everyone. Oh no, Stroll's out now, sorry. And then you've got Devries giving Latifi a toe again. Wow, Devries definitely getting the short end of the stick here. So 22.399 from Magnussen. Wow, better than I expected of him. Mick Schumacher really gave the toe to Magnussen there. Oh no, he's had his time deleted. No! Magnussen's just had his time deleted for track limits. That 22.3 means nothing. Oh dear. Two-minute warning. So we've got everyone out on track except for the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. So I assume... Oh, Hamilton's giving Russell a tow again. Really? I would assume Russell would give Hamilton a tow here just to make sure he gets through to Q3 for him. But yeah, Magnussen's time, so he's in the reds. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But here we go. Let's see what Bottas and Zhou can do. Vettel's right at the bottom. He's got no tow from Stroll. What have they done there, by the way? They really do not give a fuck about Vettel, do they, Aston Martin? Very bizarre. Yeah, this is F1 Live, Marv Boy. So, I find that bizarre that they've just sent Vettel out on his own and not giving Stroll a tow. What is going on there with Aston Martin? That is bizarre. So Latifi back out. Oh, so Latifi. I bet Latifi locked up. Go on, Devries. Go on. Hamilton must have got a tow off of Ocon, so that's not too bad. Devries is really on the move. Stroll's loading up for his Vettel up to a 22.6 on his own. Bottas a 22.2. Zhou a 22 dead up into P6. Wow. Gasly a 22.0. Stroll is on a flying lap. That was 22. Devries a 22.1. Alonso and Ocon now, though. Alonso, can he improve? No, a 22.1. Ocon a 22.1 as well. Hamilton. There's a 22.0 out. Whoa, out-qualified by Zhou, Gasly and Tsunoda. And Russell sticks to a 21.9. He kind of backed out of it, to be fair. Danny Rick has got through, it seems. And Magnussen can't improve a 22.6. So that was, 22.3 would have knocked him out anyway. But Latifi is out. Latifi's out. You've just been knocked out by a guy who has stepped in at the last minute. Oh. But that was interesting. So Zhou, Gasly and Tsunoda have all set faster lap times than Hamilton. Albeit Zhou did have the tow from Bottas. And a lot... I mean, look at the Alpines. I'm shocked the Alpines are on a 22.0 and a 22.1. Yeah, so did Latifi, I think. Latifi backed out after the first chicane. So I think he locked up. I haven't shown it on TV, but I think he locked up into the first and second chicane. So he really backed off and then let Hamilton and Russell through on the Curva Grande. It's T3. But round of applause, guys, for Nick Devries. Stepping into... He drove an Aston Martin on a Friday, completely different car. He stepped into this car for FP3, an entirely different car. He's had to give the tow to Latifi because, of course, Latifi's been in that car from day one, and he still out-qualifies him. Bottas just gets ahead of Devries. So, fair play to Devries. Fair play. Latifi, oh, here we go. It's Latifi, yeah, just showing it now. Well, yeah, he just overshot it. Latifi just overshot it. Simple as. Nick says, car didn't stop. I don't know. Maybe Martin Brundle was saying it's a car issue. Maybe it just didn't brake properly enough. I don't know. Mick locked up bad, did he? Yeah, it's been a few lockups. It's very easy to do it here with the overdrive. Yeah, so the Haas is both at the bottom. So who guessed? So when we said it, guys, who guessed the 2 Aston Martins, the 2 Haases, and Latifi? I think I did. Did I guess that right? I can't remember. But yeah, big shock there, guys. Zhou, Gasly, and Tsunoda out qualifying Hamilton, pretty much sitting exactly the same lap times, only a couple of hundredths in it. The toe, I don't think Hamilton was giving the toe every time to Russell though. But as I said, don't think we're going to see. I think Hamilton could struggle to get through to Q2 here, Q3, which Russell needs. Russell needs a toe from Hamilton. Needs that team player because the Red Bulls are going to be able to give that toe. So are the Ferraris because Sainz has got a penalty. So for Russell to get as far up the grid as he can, he needs a toe from Hamilton and he needs him into Q3. Lance does need to go, but yeah. I think he's shown flashes, but not enough. Not enough that he still deserves his F1 seat, if you ask me. But yeah, Latifi, Vettel, Stroll, Magnussen, and Mick Schumacher out. The funny thing is that Magnussen had a lap time of 22.3 taken away for track limits. That would have been enough to get him into Q2. No, they're just very poor at power circuits, power-driven circuits, Michael. They won't end up doing well with circuits like this. They'll do better at Singapore. What other tracks have we got that's not really power dependent towards the end of the year? I remember, but the track like Singapore where it's more downforce driven, twisty turny, they're the tracks they'll do better at rather than this. Devries should get an F1 seat for next season. Well, whether you think he should or not, he's definitely done job number 1 so far. Out qualify Latifi. Considering he had to give, that's what I mean, he had to give him the toe. He had to sacrifice his own lap time there to give Latifi the toe, and Latifi still didn't out qualify him and use it, so. I think so, Tiger. That's what I mean. I think if Williams want to take themselves seriously as an F1 team and they want to move further up the grid, then removing Latifi is the best decision for them. He just isn't doing it. They don't need the money anymore. They've got American ownership, and that's what they've struck. Like, they've got a good driver. They've got a good leader in Albon now. So yeah. Bringing someone in who's more talented, whether that's Devries, whether that's Logan Sargent, who knows? Right, Q2. So who do we think is being knocked out of Q2, guys? Unfortunately, Devries is, I believe, is going to get knocked out. I think Bottas as well. He hasn't really been on it all weekend. I was going to say one of Tsunoda and Gasly, maybe the AlphaTauris, but they seem like they got a bit of pace. Do we reckon Hamilton's going to make it out of Q2? I'm still shocked to see Ocon down there in 13th position. Really thought those Alpines would be higher up the grid. Right, here we go. We are in Q3, guys, so we should start seeing cars come out any minute now. We're actually a minute into Q2, sorry. So let's see who's going to come out first. Everyone's waiting. Albon and Devries would be a good Williams pair. Yeah, possibly. No one wants to go first. We're a good minute and a half into Q2 now, and no one's come out the pits. Think Hamilton will get through? Yeah, I think so. I think so. He was definitely used as the person to tow for Russell there. Sometimes Q1 in Monza is a little bit not relevant. It's not relevant to like, so it's not relative. Sorry, relative to timing, like proper timings or proper pace, because of people using a tow, traffic, etc. No one wants to come out. No one wants to be first to come out here, guys. Here, this is the games beginning to play. We're over 2 minutes. We're approaching 2.5 minutes into the session. No one's come out. It is toe chicken time. Problem is, Devries, he's 27 years old, as a rookie. He's not the best choice to build a team around. I haven't seen much of him. Yeah, that's one of his criticisms, isn't it? One of the criticisms. There we go. Perez has gone first. Perez has gone first, guys. With Verstappen, then Bottas. Here we go. So, oh, they're all coming out now. Toe chicken, as we said. So Red Bull have gone, fuck it, we'll go. Hamilton in front of Russell again. Yeah, so they'll use Hamilton to get Russell as far up the grid. Hopefully get a banker lap in. And then, if they feel that lap is sufficient enough, they may switch it round and use Russell to tow Hamilton to ensure he gets through to Q3. That's what I'd be doing. You know, because I'm highly qualified from my experience in F1 Manager 22. So I do find this bizarre that Alonso is out at the very back. Why have they not sent Ocon and Alonso out together? But a bit of games being played here. Look, Gasly trying to get through ahead of this traffic here. He's just skipped Ocon and Zhou. He's right up behind Nick Devries now. Let the games begin. Nick Devries getting ahead of Bottas. Zhou now getting a move on. But here we go. So Nick Devries is going to try and probably get a tow off of Verstappen. Bottas is right on behind Devries. So whether that's a good decision or not for Devries, who knows. But Perez is all the way out on his own. He just wants to get the job done. Maybe Tiger, but it's a bit of a big mess up. But Bottas and Gasly getting a big tow here from Devries. Is Bottas too close though? Sometimes you can be too close, it affects your braking. Devries, I think, is just far enough behind, or just close enough behind Verstappen to get a perfect tow. Oh, Leclerc's really slow. Leclerc's gone deep into T1. So Leclerc's effed up his lap here. Yeah, Leclerc's gone deep into the chicane. Oh, dear. So Perez does a 21.3. 10th quicker than he did last time around. See if we can watch on TV with Leclerc. So here comes Verstappen. What's he going to set across the line? Verstappen sets a 1:21.2. And Devries scored Devries. 22.4. Bottas 22.4. Gasly a 22.0. Zhou a 22.5. Ocon 22.1. That's better. 21.7 from Hamilton. Oh, that's a lot better. And a 21.74 from Russell. Whoa, signs. Signs. Come on, Danny Rick. Come on. Come on, Danny Rick. Oh. Danny Rick. Where's Norris? There's Norris going to finish? Or set a lap time here. 22.1. Danny Rick, man. So Leclerc's probably winding up his lap now. I wonder if he's going to be able to go this time around or next time because of his battery. Shouldn't have used too much of his battery going down into T1. So that sums up Daniel's season. It does, doesn't it? 22.7. But that's a good time from Sainz there. 20.8. That's definitely going. Wait, Max. You see that? You see that? Just a shame Sainz is starting from the back of the grid, I guess. But Hamilton and Russell, where I expected them to be. But you think about that. That's still like 8 tenths slower than Sainz there. They're all about the Sunday pace. Hamilton and Russell, the Mercedes. Oh, Russell locked up, did he? This is what I mean. I don't even watch the TV anymore. So Charles Leclerc couldn't make the first corner. He had to bail out. He did a Latifi, so he had to bail out. But Leclerc is on a flying lap now. You can see how quick his dot is moving on the tracker. So see what he does. I reckon a 21-1. A 21 dead. I reckon a 21 dead, guys. 21 dead. Maybe he does beat Sainz here. Here he comes. Across the line. Ooh, 21.2. So that was a really good lap time by Sainz. Don't know if he got the toe off of someone. Interesting. That's good enough for them not to come out. They've got... Perez has got like 5 tenths pretty much over the Mercedes. I don't see anyone else getting close to them lot. Ferrari can come in and stay in the pit. So can Max. So can Perez. Second by his teammate. Yeah, it was a good lap by Sainz. Sainz has looked strong here as well. It's all been... Headlines have all been about Leclerc, but Sainz has been very good in all the practice sessions. Oh my god. Did anyone just see Leclerc go for a Scari? It was... He had the fastest middle sector. That must be where he lost a bit of time, because he would definitely have had to lift off the throttle there. Yeah, definitely had to correct himself through that. So yeah, no wonder he was down on Sainz there. If he didn't, oh, that was a big wobble. No, fair play to him. He stayed committed on the throttle. He stayed committed. Where is Yuki? Yuki is 15th. He didn't set a lap there, guys. He didn't set a lap. Did Yuki go out and give Gasly a toe? I don't think he did. I think it's going to be a Ferrari pole. Looking at that time, I don't know who it will be. But Max did do a 20.9 last session. So it's going to be close. That is good from Devries though, man. If Devries could qualify there, he's going to move... he'd find himself in the top 10 in his first F1 race. How cool is that? Because Ocon's got to take a penalty, Bottas has got to take a penalty, Hamilton, Perez. Well, Perez has got a 10-place grid penalty. Sainz is starting from the back of the grid. So there's at least 4 positions there to move up. He could start P8. Right, so this is where the peak games are going to be played here. So we've got 3 minutes 30 seconds until the session ends. We're probably going to have another 2 minutes of them sitting around, or minute and a half probably, because they'll come out of 1 minute 30 seconds to go, and then people will just be backing up. They'll want the tow. And there's going to be less cars on the track. I don't expect to see the Ferraris and the Red Bulls back on the grid. I expect to see the Mercedes boys back out, but anyone down from Hamilton back out onto the grid. Toe chicken. Definitely. What's everyone saying on Twitter? Devries would move up with penalties. Yeah, he's going to move up anyway with penalties. So the fact that he's qualified got through to Q2 is a massive bonus. At a minimum, he's going to move up 3 places. I think if he qualifies P15, could move up another position because Perez has got a 10-place grid penalty. Here we go. They're out. Earlier than I thought. 2 minutes. So De Vries has gone, fuck it. I'll go. But here we go, guys. Q2. If you haven't already, please hit the like button for the stream. It helps push it. Helps push the channel. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. So this time around, Alonso is ahead of Ocon. So I suspect them to move around. I expect them to swap. Because Ocon's got a penalty, so why would he be ahead of Alonso? Still no Yuki, yeah. So maybe they're not sending Yuki out. Maybe they've thought, nah, we're just going to save you. We'll save the tyres. Because Yuki has got a back of the grid penalty anyway. But I'm surprised they're not using him to help Gasly. That's a bit bizarre. Maybe they don't trust him. Maybe they don't trust him to tow Gasly. This is F1 TV, yeah, Suk, yeah. Here we go. Right, so Bottas is getting a mega tow again from De Vries. Hamilton's getting a tow from Zhou. He's giving it to Russell as well. So, yeah, what did I tell you? Everyone from 5th downwards would come out, but I didn't expect Yuki to not come out. So, oh, Bottas. De Vries had an issue. De Vries has had to overshoot the chicane, so De Vries cannot set a faster lap time than what he's done already. So has that affected Bottas? Possibly. It could affect Zhou because Zhou's going to have to... he's going to catch him at a good place there. But De Vries has had to cut that chicane. It's a real shame. But even so it all depends on Zhou and Ricciardo if they're going to get ahead of De Vries. If they get ahead of De Vries, then he will only get 3 places gained. Oh no, actually no, we'll get 4 because Tsunoda. Zhou, Zhou does not improve. There we go. Yeah, big lock up for Devries. Russell doesn't improve. Wow. Even with a toe. 21.8 from Norris. That's not bad. Norris is he's only a 10th behind Russell there. Ocon's out. Good lap time from Ricciardo. That's better, Danny. Much better. Top 10. But the shock there is Ocon's out. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Did I get sponsored to play the F1 Manager? No, I didn't get sponsored. They asked for influencers. I hate that word, influencers. They asked for people to approach them who have got like channels and stuff and they'd give them early access. And I was lucky enough to be given early access to it. Yeah, a week before it even come out for pre-orders. So yeah, wow, it was a much better time from Daniel. Well done. Yeah, only 200ths off of Norris. But I was surprised Russell couldn't improve on Hamilton. But that's exactly where the Mercedes see themselves this week. P5, P6. They might hope to sneak for a podium because of Sainz taking the penalty in Perez, but it's not a track they expect to do really well at. But Devries P13, guys. So I think we'll check this afterwards. So Sainz has got to start from the back of the grid. Sainz has got... Oh, and let's have a look at Devries. Oh! Yeah, he must have his brake bias too far back or something. Lewis went on the gravel. And I bet you that affected George as well. And I bet you that affected George. George is on older tyres, but I bet you that affected him. All right, sorry. Let's go back to it again. So, Sainz is taking a penalty. Verstappen doesn't come into it because he's only 5-place grid penalty. Perez is taking 10 places. So, it depends where Perez qualifies. But if he qualifies in 4th, then... Well, if he qualifies in 3rd, he will go down below Devries. And then we've got Ocon taking a penalty. And we've got Bottas taking a penalty. So he's got 4 places. He's going to start P8, I think. Minimum. No, that's 5 places, sorry. Going to start P9. At least top 10. That's good, man. That's really good. That is really good. Fair play to the guy. Latifi's sitting there crying now. So, here we go, guys. Q3. What do we reckon? Ferrari pole? Max pole? Is Perez going to throw up a shocker? Will Red Bull... No, Perez got a 10-place grid penalty. So, if anything, Perez will give Verstappen the toe. It's good to see 2 papaya cars there into Q3. Well done, Danny. Well done. The rear lock is just more to do with setup than anything. The only way you're going to rear lock in... the only way you're really going to rear lock around this track is if you've got your brake bias too far back. If you have your brake bias... really, at Monza, you have your brake bias further forward. So... Because Monza's like high speed, very high speed to slow corners. So you want your brake bias forward because the weight is going to be shifting onto the front tyres more. So if you have your brake bias further to the rear, you're going to lock up your rear tyres compared to your fronts. So Yeah, bit strange that. I expected to see a front lockup. So maybe he's changed it in between corners and it's just too far back. Could also be that his rear tyres are overheated too much because he's spun the tyres up coming out of the chicane. There's also that possibility as well. So Ferrari pole. I think it's going to be Ferrari. But whether if it's Sainz or Leclerc, I don't know. Sainz looks like he's got some good pace. Lack of experience with F1 setups. Yeah, it just comes down to the car, doesn't it? No, like the knowing of the car. Just looking at Sainz's lap here. Really? I don't think so. That distance is far enough to receive a benefit of a toe. I think that's discrediting Carlos Sainz a bit there, to be honest, Curran. Sky saying Carlos will, yeah, I think so. I think he will because he's starting from the back of the grid Sainz, so it makes sense for him to give Leclerc a toe, but also to try and lock out 1 and 2 for Ferrari, because then that means Verstappen's got to start further down the grid. I would be if I've given someone. Yeah, Latifi definitely not happy, man. For me, of course, the race is what matters. But for me, if I was like the business owners of Williams, that'd be a nail in the coffin for Latifi there. Like, he's given he's given the usual driver a toe. Latifi still can't make use of that toe, of that leg up, and he's still out-qualified. Right, so we're underway, guys. We're about approaching 30 seconds into Q3. It's underway. Let's go. Probably going to see a similar situation to what we had with the Q2, except less traffic this time around. And they'll probably go out in pairs. It's only Alonso and Gasly who haven't got a teammate to help them. So they are going to try and follow probably one of the McLarens. Well, apparently Red Bull are running a higher downforce rear wing than they'd like. So they're a little bit draggier around here than they would be. I don't know why that is. I saw that in an article just before I came online. I need to look into it properly. But yeah, they're running a bit more of a higher downforce wing than they normally would for Monza. Maybe that's because they need it to get through the corners that are actually around this track. Because while you do want to run a very low downforce rear wing and a low downforce setup, you still need to ensure that your cars can get through the chicane, slow down quick enough, and have the control through obviously the top section here, sector 2 and the 2 Lesmos 6 and 7. And the Ascari, because it doesn't matter how quick you are in a straight line, like you need to be able to get through turns 8, 9 and 10, like be in control of the car so that you can stay close to the car all the way down the run through the last corner. But we're 2 minutes into the session and here we go. Norris has come out and bosh, Alonso, Ocon, they've released him right in between McLaren there. Clever from Alpine there, because they've got no one to really help them with a toe, so they've had to watch McLaren and use them to get a toe. Probably let Daniel Ricciardo through and he'll just follow him, and likewise Gasly will use Alonso for a toe. So clever there. But the Mercs obviously happy to do their own thing. It's all about Russell here compared to Hamilton. They got Hamilton into Q3, which is what they wanted, to be able to help Russell get the toe. So they're happy to come out on their own. Let's see what's going to happen here, guys. Here we go. Q3 underway. Alonso not allowing Ricciardo to get past here. Or is he? No, now he is. Oh, no, he's not. He's not really slowed up then. Yes, Ethan, you do. Yeah, but it's not a lot. It's around £20 for the year. So it works out about just over £2 per race, something like that. Which is or just under that. It's all right actually. Right, here we go. Norris on his lap. Everyone's coming around now on their laps. Verstappen's backing up a little bit. Are they considering Mick? Are they? I'm a bit surprised about that. I don't think Mick has really shown anything to warrant a seat elsewhere, if you ask me. Like, yeah, okay, he's Michael Schumacher's son, but he's had 2 good results, and that's it. I thought Ricciardo would be up alongside Alonso a bit more there. So Sainz is behind Leclerc. What? Hamilton giving Russell the toe. Yeah, exactly what he wanted. Why is Leclerc in front of Sainz? Ferrari, guys. Ferrari. Unless Leclerc's happy with being behind Perez. Leclerc's probably got a toe from Perez anyway, so it probably doesn't matter too much. So Alonso has had to pull out there. Oh, Alonso has had to pull out. 22-1 from Norris. Here comes Danny Rick. Can he better Norris's time? No, 22-6. Gasly, 22-6 as well. Perez, 21-3. Oh, Leclerc. Oh, 21-27. Sainz at 20.5. Verstappen at 20.8. Ooh. Hamilton only at 22.5. Doesn't really care too much. It's all about Russell. Oh my God, Russell only does a 21.5. But no, actually, no, tell a lie. 21.5 by Russell's not too bad because he's only a couple of attempts away from Perez. That's where Mercedes think they are. But Ferrari, man. Wow. Sainz is on it. Sainz is... We are going to get a bit of a show tomorrow, I think, from Carlos Sainz. He seems on it. He seems on it this weekend. It's a shame he's got the penalty. Never know, guys. Safety cars, virtual safety cars, red flags. We've had it at Monza here before. We could have a Sainz Blaster First challenge. Who knows? It's good to see Sainz at the front as well, because I think a lot of people have undervalued Sainz this year. Like he's had a couple of big reliability issues with the car. Yes, his early performances weren't great, but he's got up to speed with the car, and he's been doing well. He's putting some good performances. He's been taken out of the championship mainly due to reliability and some. He got taken out at Imola by Danny Ricciardo, so like things like that. So yes, if I'm correct, actually no. So if I'm correct, so this is how I think it will work. So Sainz would take his penalty, which would push him to the bottom. Max would take his penalty. He should start 8th, but because Sainz has also got a penalty to take, he'd gain a position, so he'd move up 1. So Verstappen would start Oh, I don't know, because Perez has got a five place penalty as well. No, but Verstappen's only got a 5 place penalty, yeah, so Perez is behind him, sorry. So, no, Perez has got a 10 place penalty. Sorry, guys, there's so many penalties, I'm losing track of who's got what. We'll figure it out after. We'll figure it out afterwards. So, at the moment, Russell is a net P2. That's all you need to think of. So Russell's in 5th position, but he's in a net P2. And Leclerc's in a net P1. There we go, guys. That's what we're at. And Norris is a net P3. And Ricciardo's a net P4. Because Hamilton's got a tap penalty, back of the grid penalty. Sainz has got a tap, back of the grid penalty. Verstappen and Perez have got a 5 place grid penalty. No, Verstappen's got a 5 place grid penalty. Perez has got a 10 place grid penalty. Oh, fucking hell. This is hard work. It's the weekend. I don't do maths at the weekend, guys. Here we go. So we're out for the last run of Q3, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. It helps push the stream. I know I keep saying it, but the likes have been a bit down compared to the views that we've had. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Let's go. This time Sainz is ahead of Leclerc. So this time around, Sainz is making sure Leclerc gets that P1. And then once this is all done, we'll sit down and we'll work out what the actual grid is. I'm all good, guys. I'm all good. So Perez is just like gone, fuck it. I'm going out first. They don't really care, do they? I think the Red Bulls are quite comfortable with their pace compared to the Mercedes. They're like, we know this is probably as fast as we can get. We're going to gain in position because of Sainz. Probably haven't got the pace to beat Leclerc. Well, no, Verstappen's probably got the pace to beat Leclerc, actually. Why is Leclerc not closer? Now Sainz is really slowing down. So Sainz... See, look, they're playing silly buggers now. Sainz wants to give Leclerc the toe, but he can't because Danny Rick's there. And Danny Rick's like, no, you fucking go. Ferrari, man. You fucked up here again. Oh, sorry, Norris that was. Norris is like, no, I want the toe. Yeah, Norris, sorry, Norris, not Danny Rick, Norris. So Ferrari have mucked up here. They've allowed a McLaren to get in the way of them. And Norris is going to use a quicker car in Sainz to give him the toe. Wow. Keep an eye on Norris's time here. I mean, he's got to make up 6 attempts to get ahead of Russell, which is a lot of time. I don't think Norris has got into the 21s at all today, has he? Right, so here comes Perez round the last corner. Can he improve? A 21.3. Hasn't got a toe. No, he can't at 20. Well, he can by 1/10 for 21.2. Alonso, can he improve? Well, he didn't set a time before. He's ahead of Norris. Gasly also pushes the McLarens back. Here comes Sainz. Can Norris benefit from this Sainz toe? He improves Sainz, a 20.4 without a toe. Norris cannot improve. Leclerc, a 20.1. Can Verstappen beat him? Danny Rick improves by 1 position. No! Leclerc outqualifies Verstappen by 2 tenths. Russell looks like he's backed out here. Yeah, Russell's backed out. So, wow. Alonso actually got his time deleted for track limits. Whew. So Leclerc definitely benefited from the toe there from Norris. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But Sainz doing a 20.4 in clean air is very impressive, guys. Very impressive. Wow. So Gasly and Alonso both had track limits, which means Norris and Ricciardo got bumped up. I don't know if you guys noticed, Charles Leclerc actually didn't have a purple sector in any lap. He was just consistently quick over each lap, over each sector. He did a George Russell at Hungaroring. Didn't set a purple sector in any sector, but was consistently quick over the lap. But yeah, Leclerc pole. Leclerc is starting pole even without the penalties. So Verstappen is definitely starting P7. That's 5 place grid penalty. Hamilton in 5th. So Russell is, even though Russell qualified in P6, he's going to start P2, guys. Wow, 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 wow. Right. Let's... Thank you for the sub, DC. And for anyone else who has subbed and it hasn't shown up, YouTube doesn't always show who has subbed. But let's work out now what the actual grid is for tomorrow. Oh, sorry guys. Let's work out what it is. But Ferrari showing some real pace here. It's Leclerc's to lose tomorrow, if you ask me. It's Leclerc's to lose. So Leclerc is definitely starting P1. Verstappen is going to start. So we've got Russell in P2. Norris. Then we've got Verstappen. I think. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, guys, this is so confusing. The front three are definitely Leclerc, Russell, Norris. I think Danny Rick moves up. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So it's starting 8th. Okay, yeah, so Ricciardo starts in 8th. So we then have Verstappen. We then have Gasly. Then Alonso, Ocon, Bottas, Devries, Joe, then Perez, I believe, because he's got 10 places. So he'll start 5th, whatever, there. Then Tsunoda's starting at the back. So then it's Latifi, of all people. Vettel. Roll. And then in the back of the grid, I'm not too sure how it starts because I don't know if Magnussen and Mick Schumacher have taken the back of the grid penalty. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Devries is starting P10, I think. I think, guys. I think. I will leave it to Sky, though, overall. But wow, Ferrari really showing some pace here. Seems... Is Verstappen going to pass? So I fully expect Verstappen to be on Leclerc while chasing down Leclerc, probably after a few laps. I think he'll get through the McLarens quite easy, and even George Russell. But it's whether or not he can catch Leclerc. Leclerc may have an opportunity to just drive into the distance and do a Max, like how Max has done before. They'll mess up in the race tomorrow. Well, it is Ferrari, guys. It is Ferrari. I do like that yellow livery in that hat. Do like it. Max doesn't start fourth, no, because he's got a 5-place grid penalty. 5 places. So, oh, but does he start fourth? No, so yeah, so he will start. Oh, I don't know. Has anyone sorted it out yet on Twitter? Trying to see if anyone's actually figured it out yet. That's the grid from Twitter, is it? Okay, so this is what we got here on Twitter. So. With that result, I'm at the front of the grid. Leclerc, Russell, Norris. Oh, Verstappen does start fourth. Okay. Ricciardo, because Sainz drops down, doesn't he? So he moves up a position. Gasly, Alonso, Devries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? Devries moves up to P8? Oh, because of Hamilton. Because of Sainz. Perez. Ocon. Bottas. Oh, yeah. So 5 places he moves up. Okay. Oh, so yeah, I fully expect it to be a Leclerc and Verstappen race tomorrow. Like he's going to make short work and he's going to make short work of Norris. He's going to make short work of Russell. But yeah, fully expect that to be the race tomorrow. I love these memes, man. Brilliant, guys, brilliant. Well, there we go. So they haven't sorted out the grid yet on here. But we'll see. Apologies for that. I feel sorry for Carlos. I feel he's much better than Leclerc, especially in the race, more consistent. Raw pace over a single lap. I think Leclerc's got it, but Carlos Sainz isn't a mug by any means. Be interesting to see Carlos come through the field tomorrow. At least we'll see, hopefully, lots of overtaking with Hamilton, with Sainz. As we know, last few races, there may be a safety car, there may be a red flag, something like that can bring Sainz further up the grid, or Hamilton, and make things interesting. So, as we know, it always gets quite feisty with Leclerc and Verstappen, and it seems like Leclerc's slightly got the pace on Verstappen this week. So, yes, if they do go side by side, expect it to be spicy. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button. We will be back tomorrow for the race. Race starts at 2 o'clock, I believe. Let me have a quick look. I think race is 2 o'clock. Sky F1 schedule, just double checking. The race is indeed at 2 o'clock tomorrow, so we'll be live at 1:30 to obviously see the build up, and yeah, catch you all then. Hopefully it's an exciting one. But yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it as always. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for the race. Bye.